Alright, so I'm not sure how to start off this video, but it's basically going to be an unscripted commentary that might actually last an hour long. So, what this basically is I don't even know how to start this. So, I know it was like 1 or 2 years ago that MLP Friendship is Magic ended with season 9, but I never actually got to finish it. I never even got to watch for season 8 or 9 because, well, there was no way I could watch them at the time. Well, I realize now that I could have just watched every clip of season 9 back then, which I actually did to finish season 9. Season 8 was on Netflix, but I could have done that. If I had known that, I would have finished it at the time, but I just finished watching it, and I have so much to say. Where do I even begin? This video has taken 7 years, for me to make. And the reason for that is because I have been liked My Little Pony for 7 years now. 7 whole years. Pretty crazy to think about. That it's been 7 years since I first started liking it. And I wanted to wait to make this video until I was finished. When LP finished. Like, when I finished watching it. Not when it finished, well, yes, but, when I, finished watching it. So this is basically going to be my overall thoughts on My Little Pony. So, let's talk about everything that happened. Almost everything. All the big things that happened, and I'm basically going to go over what the show, what I liked about the show. Well, I still like it, obviously, but, watching from season 1 then. What I liked about the show, what an impact it had on my life, the memories I made, what I think of the ending, what I think of, the beginning, stuff like that, and some other stuff. So, first I have to start off with, I remember when I first watched the first episode of MLP. I remember that so vividly. And it was on Daily Motion. Yes, I went on Daily Motion to do it back a very long time ago. I would have done it on Netflix, but didn't know that it was on Netflix and didn't bother checking, so I ended up using Daily Motion for most of it. And I think the first episode... Okay, let's get this out of the way first, okay? About what my favorite character is. Now, this was before any events that had happened, before I knew about any events. Yes, I had started being a brony around the time after she had became an alicorn. Now, my favorite character is Twilight Sparkle. And it has not really anything to do with her being real alicorn, an alicorn. I actually liked her before. I knew that she had wings, but I didn't understand it because it was back then. I didn't really understand alicorns. It's only when I started watching the show that I understood it fully. I didn't understand alicorns at all. So when I saw her with wings, I was like, what? And I knew she had a horn too, but I didn't know what an alicorn was. So I mainly liked her when she was just a unicorn. When I was watching season 1 to 3, I liked when she was a unicorn. And then there's when she became an alicorn, which I do like. A lot of people probably did not. A lot of people probably did, but I personally loved it. I thought it was my favorites. So, Twilight Sparkle is my favorite character in the entire series. Yes, I know that sounds a bit, bad. I don't think it's, no, it's not bad to have a favorite be the main character at all. Sorry, by the way, if it's just a black screen. This is what it's going to be the entire video, just audio only. So, I probably should put that. I might put that there, but anyway. So, yeah, she's my favorite character of the entire show. And will probably always be my favorite character. I love her as a character. I do. Sorry if I'm crying. I got done finished watching it a few minutes ago. I've never finished a show before, by the way. Ever. I've never sat through, I've never watched, the first season and then watched the very end of the season. And it took 7 years to do it. But anyway, so yeah, just getting out of the way, Twilight Sparkle is my favorite character in the entire series. She's my favorite of the main 6. Actually, let me go over the main 6 real quick and what my favorite to least favorite. My least favorite does not mean I hate her or dislike her. I do. She's just the most weakest one to me. So my favorite is obviously Twilight Sparkle. Second favorite is Rainbow Dash. And there's actually a reason that I'm going to go into in a bit here on why she's my favorite. The second favorite. Not my first, second. But There's like a couple of reasons, but yeah, she's my second favorite. Third favorite would probably be Pinkie Pie, then Fluttershy, then Applejack, and then the least favorite is Rarity. I guess I'll say the reason Pinkie's my late third favorite is because she's just a fun pony. She does lots of things. She's pink. She's amazing. She's a party pony. There's not really anything I dislike about her. And then there's her, well, not alter ego, but her not past, what she was like before, Pinkamena Diane Pie, which is a very sad version of Pinkie. But you probably know that. But anyway, so yeah, I think that I'll probably talk about mainly only specials and maybe a few favorites I had. But it has been a long time since I watched episodes of season 1 and 2. Season 1, what was my favorite episode in season 1? It was probably, I'd have to think on that for a sec. Because there's so many good episodes in season 1. But if I had to, like, think, it would probably be, I'm going to look through them now, actually. Because it might have actually been the first episode. Let me look. It was Winter Wrap Up, that was a good one. I think it was actually the first episode. I like every episode in season 1, almost everyone. But yeah, oh yeah, there was the Best Night Ever. Best Night Ever was a good one. But yeah, I think that's my favorite episode, the first one. I know, but I just liked it, and it was called Friendship is Magic. Funny how the last episode was called The Last Problem, and the first episode was called Friendship is Magic. So then, of season 2, there's a lot of good episodes in season 2. I really liked the Luna Eclipse episode. That was a good one. Lesson Zero was terrifying because it shows my favorite character. Personally, for me, my favorite character being nuts, and for some other people, it just shows a pretty good character going nuts as well. Turn of Harmony is a good special. Actually, I'll probably rank the specials. Actually, no, I'll count them here. I guess I'll count them. Yeah, my favorite episode of season 2 is probably the Luna Eclipse episode. My least favorite episode of season 2, if you're wondering, is probably the Mysterious Mare de Well. Do not like that episode. Hearthwarming was good. There's a lot of good episodes in season 2. Oh, really? Lots of good ones. Oh, it's about time. No, never mind. That's my least favorite episode. I hate this episode. It feels pointless, and I kind of wish it didn't exist. Yeah, I mean, that's my favorite episode of season... Oh, no. No, never mind. My favorite episode of season 2 is, again, the special. But I guess I could say for season 1 and 2 what my favorites are that are non-special. I don't know, I'm looking at season 1, I can't really see me, like, having any of these as a true favorite. I guess Winter Wrap Up, I guess. Winter Wrap Up was really good. This isn't me ranking the episodes, by the way. This is just me, like, seeing off some favorites. Yeah, I would say that not the Return of Harvey. My favorite season 2 episode is probably Luna Eclipse, or let me go to it. I Canterlot Wedding. Yeah, I love Canterlot Wedding. It's great. Now season 3. Season 3 had a lot of good episodes. Crystal Empire was good. There was too many Pinkie Pies. That wasn't actually a good episode. I don't know, the first 3 seasons, like, they're not forgettable for me. They're just episodes that, like, I don't think about too often. Oh yeah, Magical Mystery Cure. That was probably my favorite one. Season 3, never mind that. It has one of my favorite songs in the entire series. Princess Twilight Sparkle. That's not my favorite episode of season 4, but it's good. Oh yeah, Bats, I remember. Okay, yeah, Bats is my favorite season 4 episode. I love that episode, and I love the song. And Pinkie Apple Pie was pretty good for what it was. Freeze Crowd I really liked. Oh, there's so many good episodes. So many good episodes. Oh yeah, there's the Mod Pie episode, which introduces Pinkie Pie's sister. But I had to say what my favorite one was. Let me go up. of a bit. Um, yeah, I would definitely say that my favorite was definitely the Bats episode. That was a good weapon. Now season 5. Season 5 felt very, like, different to me. I think season 5 is a good season. Also, if you want me to rank the seasons real quick, season 1, probably a 9. Season 2, 10. Season 3, 8. Season 4, probably a 10 as well. Season 4 was really good. But season 5 just felt very different. Like, really different. Like, a little bit too different, I feel. But it was good. There was a cutie map. Oh, yes. Now I want to go over real quick. One of my least favorite characters, well, she was for the longest time, but after I finished MLP watching entirely, she's not anymore, definitely. But it was Starlight Glimmer. One of the reasons I just didn't like her, she felt like a second Twilight almost. Like, she felt very similar to Twilight. And I know that sounds like a stupid reason to not like her, but another reason is because of what she did. Like, I know she was redeemed, but at the time I was just like, no. But after watching MLP and finishing it, she's an amazing character. And in my top 10, I was wrong about her. So who's my least favorite character? This is going to be a weird one. We'll get to her later after I talk about season 8 and 9, but she's introduced there, and I think, actually, maybe it's like, I don't like her, but I think we're not supposed to like her, so I don't know if she counts. So I don't really know who my least favorite character is in that case. I'd have to think about it more, but my favorite episode of season 5 is probably like, I have to look, because season 5 was just kind of forgettable to me, but there was like a lot that happened in it. Oh, and also, sorry if this video is like an hour long, like I said. It might be. And the reason I'm not talking about every individual episode, because this isn't a ranking one, this is my overall thoughts on MLP, and I'm just ranking some of my favorite episodes and, what the seasons did. Like, for example, season, 1 introduced Twilight. She made friends, the main 6 friends, and the Elements of Harmony, which got destroyed at one point, which is sad. Season 2 was all about, it was a second season, actually. I guess it had Luna in it at one point, but it was more like a second season. There wasn't really anything about it. Season 3 was about, a lot of stuff, and then Twilight finally returning into an alicorn. Season 4 was about Twilight being an alicorn. Season 5 had and Season 4 had the tree destroyed. That treehouse, I loved it. The Elements of Harmony and treehouse just gone. I'll never forget them. But Season 5 was about, like, it had the, like, castle, I think. There was a castle that was built. Or was it a tree? I'm pretty sure it was a castle. A crystal castle, that is. And they had all the thrones in it. I think Season 5 was really good. Wait, no, I think it was really different, but was it really good? I'm looking through now, and there's a lot of episodes I remember here. I know there's gotta be, like, one episode here. Oh, yeah, there's the What About Discord episode. That was a good one. I get, once again, probably the special, the cutie remark, because I love that special, and it's so good. I'm sorry if specials end up making, like, my favorites list, but they're just really good. And now season 6. Season 6 is good. I'm trying to think what would my favorite one be. Oh yeah, there was Dungeon in Discord. I like that one. Hmm. 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 I mean, it was Dragon in Discord. I remember that episode pretty well. They, like, played games in that episode. That was a good one. Hmm. Oh no, no, season 6 was my favorite. No. the times they are changing. Spike reformed for, well, actually more like 4X wanted to be reformed, and Spike made friends with him. That was good. That's one of the things I feel like they didn't dive deep enough into. Spike and 4X's relationship. It feels like it kind of died after it had already started. Hmm. Now season 7. I have to admit something. I've seen almost every episode from season 1 to 6, and of course 8 and 9. Season 7, I've seen most of the episodes, but it's like the one season where I just didn't watch all the way through. Like, I'm pretty sure I have, but like, it's hard to remember most of it. I do remember a lot of episodes though in season 7. Like, there was a royal problem, and of course Rainbow Dash is, wait, what was it called? Parental Guidance, I think? But yeah, Royal Problem is probably my favorite season 7 episode. That was so good. Oh, I love that episode. And The Perfect Pair was really good too. Yeah, that was my favorite. That's for sure. Now season 8. Now, I watched every episode of season 8, which I do with most seasons. And what was my favorite? I think it was Horseplay. Horseplay and the Mean Six are really good, but Horseplay. And Horseplay was just so good. The meanings, like, I just really liked the Horseplay. It's a good one. And Sounds of Silence was also really good. Now we move on to the final season of MLP. And what's my favorite episode from that? Well, if you couldn't already guess, it's the final episode. Now, do I mean the ending of the end or the last problem? And it's the last problem. I might start crying again thinking about it. But the reason the last problem is my favorite episode, not in the series. Actually, it might be in the whole series. And I know that sounds like a bit like, but I think it might be my favorite episode in the entire series. Like, honestly. It was such a good episode. Like, actually. I'm being serious. I mean, because I did watch every episode of season 9, and it just was so good. Now, there's like a lot of episodes I could see because I think season 9 might be my favorite season of the series. Like, I didn't expect season 9 to be my favorite season, but I think it might be. And the main reason for that is because there was a lot of episodes I liked in it. And I don't normally like like I'm never normally into a TV show. Like, I like TV shows with plot consistency, and in my opinion, My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic is the most consistent show I have ever watched in history. So much continuity. It feels like after I watch an episode, anything that happened in the last episode, 100% happened. SpongeBob, for example, doesn't have that, and that's another show I like. But I'm not going to watch every season of that. I haven't, actually. There's probably seasons I haven't even watched fully. So, definitely not that. Definitely not like that show. Like, I haven't watched fully of that. But, when it comes to My Little Pony, I tried to watch every episode of the series, and I think I did. And season 9, I think, was my favorite. There was, like, so many episodes I could talk about from season 9. And I know it sounds like because I just watched all of them in the last couple days, same with season 8. But really, like, I really liked season 9. I can't remember what the episode was called, but the one where Luna and Celestia go on vacation felt so out of place because they're princesses and like they actually get to live like. He's like, that was so good. I love that episode. And there's an episode where the Cutie Mark Crusaders grow up and like we get to see how they would act as adults. Like, there's so many good episodes in season 9. But my favorite episode of season 9 has to be the last problem, and probably my favorite episode in the entire series. There was nothing I didn't like about the episode. Nothing. It was all good. It was all like, I just really liked it a lot. And um, oh, sorry about some music just making. But yeah, I liked it a lot. It's definitely my favorite episode of the entire series. I can't believe I'm so late to this. 8 months ago. Wow. Just look at some videos that are so old. But anyway, yeah, that's my favorite episode of the series. And it's one I would not mind rewatching it again at all because there's nothing I don't like about it. It's good. Even though the last problem is technically like, it technically tells us all of a prequel almost within like an episode because the episode starts off years after like the last episode, but then it's explained what happened after. Like Twilight explains that to something Dust. I'm sorry, we just met her at the time. We just met her, so you know. I don't really know her name, but I mean I do, but you know what I mean. And yeah, she's great. She's a good character. She thought friendship was a waste of time, but that's definitely not the case at all. And Twilight explained that to her about what happened, and she learned. She learned the meaning of friendship by the end of it, and the song was so good. And I can't believe that, like, that song is what ends it, like, right? Like, the song happens, and then it ends. And the way that book closed hit me hard. So hard. I loved it. It felt like the story was complete. Now, usually, like, I'm really, really, really upset. Like, I would be really upset about a showing. Like, I wanted to keep going. I feel like it ended too soon. But this time it's different because, well, of course I cried because I don't think I was crying because it was over. Well, like, it wasn't, like, main reason, like, I was. But I think I was mainly crying because my favorite character had grown into something so much more amazing. Like, so much more amazing than before. And it was just really good to see. Uh, and what should I say? It was good to see basically. So that's why I cried. So yes, the last problem is my favorite episode, and it didn't really like. I'm not upset. I feel like Twilight's story is complete. She's the queen. Okay, yes, princess, but like okay, princess, queen, whatever, princess. She's now the princess of all of Equestria, and I when I first started watching that show, I never expected that to happen. Like, when I saw she turned to Alcorn and became the Princess of Friendship, I was happy about that, but it's just amazing to know that Luna and Celestia did retire. The way they turned their crown and, like, into... I can't believe I avoided spoilers for, like, most of this for, like, years. The fact that, like, Luna and Celestia turned their crown in, like, one crown for Twilight was amazing. And, like, it's good. I thought the episode was really good. I mean, obviously the ceremony wasn't perfect, and I'm glad. Because, well, that wouldn't make it as good if it was perfect. Some things have problems, and people just have to basically deal with that at times. Let's see, what else should I say? Well, let's talk about some characters for a moment. Now, I talked about Starlight Glimmer earlier, and I used to not like her as a character, but now I really do like her as a character. And a lot of people have these theories and like have done animations where she gets wings and becomes an alicorn. I kind of want to see that happen now, which is ironic for me to say considering I used to hate her. But I do want to see that now. And I could go on and on and on, and I'm going to try and make this video an hour long because I'm just going to talk all about MLP, my overall thoughts on it. What characters could I talk about? Discord, for example. Discord he's an amazing character. He was redeemed. He was a villain at first, but then, well, got redeemed. And he did betray later again when T-Rex was freed. but still, he's reformed. And I found it was very funny when he was proven. What was his name? Kogar or something like that. I can't remember exactly. But there was that goat villain who, had also had a bell, and Discord was pretending to be him the whole time, and that literally shocked me so much because it didn't make any sense to me. Like, after Discord explained it, it did, but in the moment, I couldn't see it lining up. Like, I was like, what? Like, what? Like, I was just like, how? So, I'm very glad that, he was reformed and, stuff like that. Now, what about, another villain? And if you're wondering, who do I think is the most, trying to think for a second. Oh yeah, who's the most powerful MLP villain? I think it's T-Rex. And yes, I do. And the reason for that is because he can absorb magic. He literally even takes, like, uses magic, like, not Cadence. Well, yes, Cadence, but also, what's her name? Chrysalis. He takes her magic and gets way bigger. Yeah, he gives it back, but he still did. And even the bell gave them, like, so much power. Like, I think T-Rex is firstly the most powerful, like, most likely to win. And the reason I'm not counting Twilight herself, because she's not a villain. If she was a villain, then yes, I would count her. But she's not, so can't count her. So yes, I think T-Rex is definitely the most powerful MLP villain. Grogar, that was the name. And Grogar, I don't know. We never see the real Grogar. Just him. Just Discord pretending to be him. So, yeah, that's kind of why. Who else? Chrysalis. Chrysalis is, I think T-Rex is the most powerful, but Chrysalis is my favorite villain. I think she's written so well. She's the queen of the changelings and she never reformed. She was turned to stone. Actually, I'll talk about that briefly. All the villains were turned to stone in the end, which I thought was very, like, it was so satisfying to see Discord help with it because he himself was turned to stone, and now he's helping to turn them to stone. It was just ironic to me and very funny. I feel like that was the second most satisfying part of the ending of the end. The end of the ending, or the ending of the end, I think. That was probably the second most satisfying. The first was when all the characters came, like, Tempest was there. I never thought she'd return, that's for sure. How often do you see a TV show movie bring a movie character into the TV show after? And 2 seasons later, nonetheless, like, that would surprise me. And Capper was even seen at one point. I think he was seen in The Last Problem, or the ending of the end part 2. He was seen in one there, but there was like a reference to Capper, and Capper's my favorite character from the movie. And it was just so cool to see him return. Like, oh, it was so cool. Like, actually. I never thought that would happen. And what else can I say? Well, there's a lot more I could say, but what more can I say right in the moment? Talked about Chrysalis, my favorite, and I love her song. I guess I've already said that. Wait, did I? No, I didn't, but yeah, I love her song. And then we get to the most surprising, I was surprised to find out that this was a villain. Surprising villain of the entire series. Cozy Glow. Why does this shock me so much, or why I did it? Because seeing Cozy Glow, who was a filly, by the way, turn into an alicorn at one point was so surprising. Turned into a villain nonetheless. She tried to drain all the magic. Like, it was just so surprising to me. I never saw it coming. I never did. She just wanted to make friends with the Cutie Mark Crusaders. Why would I think? Oh yeah, those characters. Apple Bloom's amazing. Um, yeah, let's just say that Sweetie Belle is so sweet, and Scootaloo is really cool, and her parents they're good. Not to mention that um, Rainbow Dash is practically your sister. I say practically, not biologically or legally, but just practically. Like, they're great. Um, what else can I say? What's more? So yeah, Cozy Glow being an Alicorn, that shocked me. I was actually legitimately scared because let's go into some lore real quick. How could okay, isn't being an Alicorn supposed to be like obtained? And funnily enough, I don't think anyone really questioned it within the episode. Like they were aware of it, but they didn't really question it at all. And that like makes me wonder like it can like what is the like how do you become an Alicorn? Can it just be given to you? Do you have to earn it? Because at least Flurry Heart was born with it. Cozy Glow just got it out of magic. Like Cozy Glow and Flurry Heart are two Alicorns that clearly did not earn it at all. So I don't understand Alicorns anymore. I really don't. And it was scary to see her as one. And what about what's another villain? King Sombra. King Sombra was a very interesting villain, and he died in the end. And he destroyed the Tree of Harmony. Two trees that got destroyed that I cared about deeply. And the Elements of Harmony too. That was like so sad to see the Elements of Harmony just destroyed like that. It was very sad actually. And what else can I say? I keep saying that, don't I? I know nobody probably nobody's gonna listen to this, but I like to listen to this in like 10 years, in case I'm bored. Hmm. Hmm. Well, what I can talk about is another characters I like. Like I really like Cadence, and I'll talk about the free Alicorns now. I know Twilight's one of them. Like okay, the 5 Alicorns, but I've talked about one of them. I'll talk about Flurry Heart real quick. Um, Now Flurry Heart is a little interesting because, well, she's a baby still. And her still being a baby means that, like, I can't really say much about her. She's cool. I guess I'd like to see her grow up. We might never see that. Maybe in Gen 5, since I'll talk about Gen 5 way later, like in the video, but yeah, Gen 5 is happening, and I hope Flurry Heart's an adult in it. Um, let's see, yeah, Flurry Heart. So Flurry Heart, oh, I just talked about her. So now let's talk about Cadence. Now Cadence, I really liked. Now, what the, like, now out of the Alicorns that like, we already knew Cadence, Luna, and Celestia, I'll talk about who's my favorite after I talk about the 3 of them. Well, I'll talk about who's my favorite, like, I'll talk about that one last. So Cadence, I really like her. She's amazing, she's protector of the Crystal Heart, like, she's great. She's a good Alicorn, and she's Twilight's sister-in-law. And it was I liked her debut because in her debut we didn't know what to think because it wasn't out of character or like anything like that because we didn't know. We had just met Cadence, so we just thought she was like that until later we found out that a changeling had taken over, and a changeling is it's a being that changes. Well, okay, let me describe that more. It's a being that changes into anything it wants, basically any other living creature, and it eats love. Like it straight up eats love, and that's kind of horrible to think about if you think about it. Pretty horrifying. So yeah, she's a really good Alicorn. I like her as a character. Actually, this is something that the show didn't even confirm, and I'm wondering what happened to Cadence, like after like Twilight became queen, princess of Equestria. Where is she? I mean, it makes sense that Celestia Luna would be retired, but is Cadence still around? I would assume so. And if she is still around, then why don't we see her? Maybe we do and I missed her, but I'm pretty sure she's not, like, in the last Problem episode. So I don't know. I don't actually know. Uh, but, yeah, she's great. Celestia. Celestia is a really, really, really cool alicorn. She's really nice. She's funny at times. Like, it's just nice. It's really nice to see her and Luna just being regular ponies. That's probably why the one where they go on a vacation is probably my favorite of that season. They just go on a vacation. Oh, was that in season 9? I think it was second favorite. Okay, second favorite of that season. My first favorite, obviously, the last Problem. And the reason for that is because it's it's just so weird to see them like that. I never thought I'd see them just doing that. And they really do care about each other, and it's very cool to see. And the ending was really funny when Twilight was trying to work out, the amulet, and then ended up breaking it. Oh, that was funny. That was a good moment. But yeah, she ended up breaking it, and well, Celestia and Luna helped her. But yeah, Celestia is a really good princess, and she's cool. I like her. Very good. Now to my favorite, Luna. Luna is such. Also, I'm not including Cozy Flow on the list. Can I even include her? She's not even an alicorn anymore. She didn't even get it. Like, I'm not including her. And even if I did, she'd be my least favorite. Anyway, so Luna. Luna's my favorite of the alicorns, other than Twilight, obviously. Like, of the main ones that are just like there, I guess she's my second favorite alicorn. Twilight's my first, but like in this point of view of the alicorns, not counting Twilight, she is. Luna's great. I love her. I like her hair. I like her backstory. She's a nice person. She like with ponies in their dreams. She's just a good pony. She's amazing. I love her. She's just such a good character. And I'm glad her and Celestia are retired now. Because they can move on to other things, do more of what they did in their vacation, but now at almost any time. It was great to see. Does this mean they're still princesses? I would say that they technically still are, they're just retired. That's what I would say. So, yeah. Um, yeah, she's definitely my favorite, other than Twilight. Twilight's my favorite. And I know I already talked about Twilight, but I'll talk about her again. So, Twilight Sparkle. Why is she my favorite character? I don't think I elaborated on that. Well, she's funny, she's amazing, she's beautiful, she's hot, she she's amazing, she just looks good. I like her eyes, I like her hair, her mane, like I guess her mane, her horns nice. She has a nice appearance. She's very nice, she's smart, she's now to even the queen, her wings look nice. She's just amazing, and she has an amazing singing voice. She's great. I love her. Probably like one of the best, probably my favorite character, and probably my second favorite character in fiction. You all know that my first favorite is Tails, but that could easily change to Twilight. Easily. So, yeah, Twilight's definitely my favorite character, and it was very sad to see. Like, seeing her grow up and basically be the queen is amazing. Also, she's now a horse, if you couldn't tell. I always saw that, how Luna was, like, small and, like, the wings of, like, an alicorn do look different to a Pegasus. But the thing about that is that an alicorn, wings still, like, look unique, but then Celestia and Twilight's wings, for example, look very unique. They're very big, the feathers, like, that's how they look. So yes, Twilight is a horse now. Fully grown horse or pony. And how do I feel about her changing appearances? I like it. I do like it more in her original design that she had for 9 seasons. I think it's good, but I think this new design looks better on her, and she now has wavy hair, which doesn't really explain. She just kind of gets it. I guess maybe she got the magic of Celestia and Luna. That's what I'm gonna say. Maybe not all of it, but some of it. That's what I'm gonna say. But yeah, she now has wavy hair, and it looks fucking amazing. And I know we've seen it before, but yeah, I love it. Definitely my favorite part of the design, honestly. And I love the crown. I loved her crown that she had before. I kind of wish she wore a crown all the time, but that got destroyed by Tempest, sadly. But then she got this new crown. Actually, the element of harmony, her element was a crown, but that got destroyed, which was really sad. But yeah, I think that the design is good. The final episode was done amazingly. Tree of Harmony by itself is amazing. Until it got blown up by King Sombra, that is. Now it's time to talk about what is my favorite song in the entire series. Well, it's a bit of a tricky one. Really think about that for a second. I think it's definitely The Magic of Friendship Grows. From which it does and stuff like that, it's probably my favorite one. Definitely. Yeah, it's my favorite. It's a good song. I love it. Now, what about, um... now, I've already talked about my favorite character, my favorite song, favorite villain, which is, well, Chrysalis. Well, there was a villain that was kind of reformed. There was Sunset Shimmer. I honestly couldn't give a flying fuck about Sunset Shimmer. We barely ever see her. She was only seen in Equestria Girls in total. And, fun fact, I don't, actually not fun, I don't like Equestria Girls. I don't. I thought I would, and it just sounded like kind of interesting, but like the first movie was alright, but I didn't really like it. Almost at all. Like it's fine. It's it's fine. I guess. I don't know. I just didn't really like Equestria Girls. It just I don't like it that much. I really don't. I try to forget that it even existed. I don't even consider it a movie. I consider My Little Pony the movie. The movie. Actually, talk about the movies, and that's completely separate, but still canon entirely to you know what thing. So My Little Pony the movie. Probably my favorite movie ever, right next to the Sonic movie. 10 out of 10. Love it. I thought it was so good. I love it. I love the movie. Definitely my favorite TV show movie ever. And it's just really good. Tempest was a really good character in that movie. Capper was an amazing character and had an amazing song, but Tempest was an amazing villain. Even if her horn had broke. And, you know, there's a lot of other stuff in the movie. There was the hippogriffs, which turned into sea ponies. There was a lot of songs. There was like 7 songs in total in this one movie, which I'm completely fine with because I love songs. But, you know, do you think it was a bit much? I don't know. It was an hour and 40 minutes. And most specials are like, okay, the only thing about the movie is I know it's called The Movie, and it definitely feels like a movie, but at the same time, me watching episode 24, 25, 26 totaled up to a little over 60 minutes. So I basically watched an hour-long movie, essentially, if you watch them all back to back. And I mentioned in 2 parts, so I would say that, like, I like the movie. It's a good movie. I like the animation the movie used. Animation the movie used was 10 out of 10. Out of this world. It was amazing. Wish they would use it again. I think they did for another movie or something like that. I don't know really, but I think they used it for something else. Now, what about, is there anything else I have to talk about? Well, I guess I could talk about why Rainbow Dash is my favorite. Second favorite. And the reason for that is she's just a really good character. She's caring. And one of the reasons is because of a fanfic called My Little Dashie. My Little Dashie came out 7 years ago. I remember seeing it. I think I saw it like 2 years after. But I remember like watching that years ago and I was like, holy fuck. So good. Like I actually cry when I think back to like, oh my god. I literally think back to like I literally think back to like, it's been so many years. Now, here's the thing. This is before I knew what fanfics were, right? But the way I watched My Little Dashie was I watched the first one, which was an animation, but then the second one, third, fourth, fifth, and whatever how many there was. Um, I actually like read other fanfics that continued it, and yeah, I know that's not who originally wrote it, but My Little Dashie kind of changed my life. Like I got so emotional, especially like on the sixth one, just listening to it, like it was good. It was good. I love it. And ever since then, Dashie she's just been my second favorite. Well, obviously my favorite character will always be Twilight, but you know, Rainbow Dash will always have a place in my heart. So what else could I talk about? I'm trying to think. Hmm. I could talk about a few fan animations. And some fan animations I liked was like Lullaby for a Princess. Lullaby for a Princess was so good. Like, it was only made 5 years ago. Like, I think I liked My Little Pony around the time that it came out, or maybe, yeah, it was around the time. So, how do I feel about it as a whole after all these years? It's good. Wow. But yeah, that's my favorite animation. There was also The Moon Rises. That was another. that was another animation I liked. It's re-uploaded apparently, but it was really good. The Moon Rises. It's about Luna. Are there any other fan made? There's probably one that I'm missing. That's really good, but yeah. Wow. My Little Pony is just I just I love it. Video isn't over yet. I'm gonna go on for another 10 minutes. I want to make this an hour long because I've never made a video this long before. Hmm. But there's just so many things I liked about My Little Pony. Friendship is. I need to put it with more enthusiastic than that. There's so many things I liked about My Little Pony. Friendship is a magic, and friendship is magic. It really is. As a whole, it really is magic. It will probably always be magical. Just My Little Pony will always have a place in my heart. It always will, no matter what. I mean, like, oh yeah, the castle got blown. I think now I remember. That was sad. My Little Pony will always have a special place in my heart, no matter what happens, no matter like what could come in the future. I will always like My Little Pony. At least Friendship is Magic's Generation 4. And I did say this out loud to myself when I talked to myself after the episode had ended, but after I saw season 9 end, I was like, well, I guess Twilight was My Little Pony. Like Twilight, she was My Little Pony. It's kind of funny when you say it, because I was like, get it? Because Twilight, she was My Little Pony, because she really was. I've always wanted to get a Twilight figure of some kind. Maybe one day I'll try to get it, but yes. Twilight was amazing. I was very happy to like see her like grow up, honestly. Also, I sadly did get spoiled. Like, the reason like I wasn't really so enthusiastic or surprised about seeing, like, I was excited, I was happy, but like I got spoiled that Twilight turned into that. I accidentally saw it one day. It was like, what? I need context. And I even saw like, on YouTube accidentally, and it cut off because I was on console just saying friendship is a. I just cut off and I was like, wait, this Twilight fake friendship's a waste of time now? Like, I was like, what? But no, it was Lust or whatever her name is. I'm sorry, we just met her. I can't really remember. But she was a good character. I remember when Cozy Glow turned into that big alicorn. That was scary. Glad she didn't get the keep like that. Oh yeah, in Discord, I do forgive him. Discord was great. I remember the episodes where Pinkie Pie and Twilight kind of went insane. Let me talk about My Little Pony Pony Life for a sec. I don't understand it. Why are they kids? Like, I don't understand. They're kids for some reason. But Twilight clearly grew up. I don't understand Pony Life at all. It doesn't seem like it would be my thing. Also, remember like when a simple episode's plot in season 1 ended up being like the main focus of a season 5 or 6 episode because of the past and Starlight? Like, that was good continuity. And I remember the time when the cutie marks were switched, like, that did happen. Starlight was able to do it, which is kind of scary to think about that she was able to do that because, she's a unicorn and she was able to do that and it didn't even have any resistance. It just worked on them. Like, that's a little scary to think about. Just a little. I'm glad Applejack's parents somewhat got revealed. Like, they did get revealed in, like, the new Pair episode in the past, but we never got to see them in Modern Times, and they're great. I guess I'll talk about Gen 5. I'm looking forward to it. If it really takes place in the same universe as Gen 4, then I'm all for it. Not sure, like, what it could, like, take place at all. Like, I don't know when it takes place. It probably takes place years after. like years even after like when that episode takes place. But you know, you know what? Let me tell you right now, is friendship a waste of time? No, it's not. You make friends. You you make friends sometimes, and that's just how life is. And you get to be with them. Well, I've been talking for almost an hour. Really shows how much I care about this show. I really want it to be special, right? So, I want to do an hour long video. And I know that almost no one is going to watch through all the way. But you know what? This isn't really for you. It's more like for you. You, Ryder. For when you watch this years and years later. And I think one day I might listen to this and just see what good I made it. And I've never made an hour long video before. I said, why not? What else can I say? Well, I'll give some finalish thoughts on it. My Little Pony. Friendship was magic. That's really all I have to say. Not sure what else I could say though. There's a lot more I could say. Well, there's a little bit more I could say. Remember the creepypastas that happened because of Pinkie Pie going kind of cuckoo in season 1. Those were kind of weird. The friendship and magic did grow. It did. I'm very thankful for it. Lester Dawn, that was her name. I'm sure that Lester Dawn will be very great in, you know, years to come. It is a little sad that we don't get to see, like, how it ends. Like okay, we do. I mean, what I mean by that is, like, we don't get to see, like, Lester Dawn in the future, the friends she makes. We don't get to see you know, what Lester Dawn really, like, accomplishes. But I think we need to. It's honestly very all fine to me. Like, honestly, like, it's all fine. It's complete. We had a lot of songs and a lot of good laughs. Hmm. And now I wonder what Celestia and Luna are doing after that. I mean, honestly, like, they're having fan animations about it, so there's that. But, yeah, I love My Little Pony. It'll go on for years of my life. I'm definitely interested in, I will probably be watching that. And I might even make a review of the first episode when it comes out. I know it's a movie first, but I'll make a review of the movie and then see an episode. So, what do I think of MLP after all these years? 7 years later. I love it. And I love the gift that Starlight had. Like, it was just all the memories. Like, I have memories. And this show honestly has taught me a lot about friendship. It's made me honestly, like, it's made me care about friendship more. I have friends, I have family, and I'm very grateful for that. And I always will be. Wow, 1 hour. Well, thank you, My Little Pony, for everything. Friendship is Magic will always live within our hearts. It was amazing. It had so many good songs, and I'll never forget it. And I guess before this video ends, if anyone's for some reason stuck around to the end other than me years later, I'll sing the My Little Pony theme one last time, at least on camera. My little pony, what is friendship all about? My little pony, used to wonder what friendship could be. My little pony, little till only free. Big adventure, tons of fun, a beautiful heart, faithful and strong. Sharing kindness and easy beat and magic makes it all complete to have my little pony. Do you know you're all my very best friends? To my very best friends, to my very best friends. And before I end this very, very long video, I just gotta say to you guys that friendship was, you know what? This is still recording and you made it to the end. I'll just, I think I'm gonna do this. Let me just search up season 9 real quick. Let me do that real quick. Let me just do something. I hope this doesn't get copyright claimed. It probably won't. Just wait. I just wanted to, I just wanted to pause at a certain moment. This moment right here. Let me go closer. This moment right here is something that I wanted for years but never thought would happen. And if it'll focus, yeah, that's amazing. I never thought that would happen. And I'm happy it did. I'm happy everything went out the way it did. Friendship will always be magic within my heart. And also Spike got wings at one point and he even grew up, which I'm very happy about. So, yeah, I'm glad that this happened and it'll always be canon. And I'll always remember MLP is the show that kind of changed many years of my life. I'll never forget you, Twilight. You were my little pony, but yet now, you're my amazing horse. Hope that doesn't sound weird or creepy. I'm saying it like she's my favorite, so, I'm happy for her. And her horn also got longer. The whole design just reminds me of Celestia, and that's a good thing. I'll never forget Twilight. Never. Thank you all for watching, if you even did. If any of you watched, thank you for that. Goodbye. Friendship was magic. Or still is. See you guys. And thank you for sticking around that end for the end. See ya. Bye-bye. To my very best friend.